Okay. Our mother told us to do that one again because you know what? It's real.
A little birdie tweeted in my ear that the CIA might be doing something bad.
Yeah, they are. This is Leah Michelle, Resistance Chicks, coming at you March 7th, 2017. The biggest news that you're going to hear probably all week.
This bird, it has a scent to it. Isn't that funny? It has a scent, a lemon scent in the rear.
Our cousin sells like Scentsy stuff, or she used to.
I'm not kidding.
Okay, anyway, yeah, there's been a lot of tweeting going on. And guess what? Trump's tweets are kind of coming to pass.
It's really interesting now that this would come out. Maybe they were like, get it out now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, get this out now, right now, today, or something. Maybe they wanted to do some more archiving.
Right.
But
they're like, just forget it. It's got to go out. So anyway, if you haven't heard, if you didn't watch our previous segment on it, actually go back and watch that first because it's going to make more sense. But the WikiLeaks has come out with what they're calling Vault 7, where it proves that
the largest ever publication of confidential
that the CIA has within its power and grasp and has exercised this power to essentially spy on people using smart devices, such as televisions, cell phones, you know, you name it. So there's a lot more to it, but we covered that in our last segment. So now we want to go right into the car thing.
Well, no, actually, I'm going to do that next. I was going to go into kind of talk a little bit more about the hoarding of these zero-day exploits, where basically there's a problem that is a weakness in the phones or something like that,
and they're calling that a zero-day.
They're calling that zero, and the CIA kept those problems to themselves and used those weaknesses for themselves.
Right.
In the wake of Edward Snowden's leaks about the NSA, sorry if I say I said TSA earlier. The U.S. technology industry secured a commitment from the Obama administration that the executive would disclose on an ongoing basis, rather than hoard, serious vulnerabilities and exploits and bugs or 0 days on to Apple and Google and Microsoft and other U.S.-based manufacturers.
They would pass those weaknesses on, and they
remember when they wanted to get a hold of that terrorist iPhone? They were like, "Oh, don't worry, we won't let this get out." And Apple was like, "No, for real." Serious vulnerabilities not disclosed to the manufacturers place huge swaths of the population and critical infrastructure at risk to foreign intelligence or cyber criminals who independently discover or hear rumors of the vulnerability. If the CIA can discover such vulnerabilities, so can others. So obviously this has been proliferated and leaked and spread. While nuclear proliferation has been restrained by enormous cost and visible infrastructure involving in assembling enough fissile material to produce a critical nuclear mass, cyber weapons once developed are very hard to retain. Cyber weapons are in fact just computer programs that can be pirated like any other. Since they are entirely comprised of information, they can be copied quickly with no marginal cost. Over the last 3 years, the United States intelligence sector, which consists of government agencies, CIA, the NSA, and their contractors, they have been subject to unprecedented series of data exfiltrations by its own workers. I think one in February was even was going to trial for it. Once a single cyber weapon is loose, it can spread around the world in seconds. This was interesting. There's actually a U.S. consulate in Frankfurt that is a covert, no longer covert, CIA hacker base, right? In addition to its operations in Langley, Virginia, the CIA also uses the U.S. consulate in Frankfurt as a covert base for its hackers covering Europe, in the Middle East, and Africa. CIA hackers operating out of the Frankfurt Consulate Center for Cyber Intelligence Europe, or the CCIE, are even given diplomatic black passports and State Department cover.
That's crazy.
The instructions for incoming CIA hackers make Germany's counterintelligence efforts appear inconsequential. Breeze through German customs because you have your cover for action story down pat, and all they will do is stamp your passport. And we're worried about Russia. But we're going to, and then once they're in Germany, because of this great EU with no borders,
right? They can go anywhere.
Anywhere and do anything and hack anyone. So here are some examples of the CIA projects. The CIA Engineering Development Group, the EDG management system, contains around 500 different projects, only some of which are documented by year zero, each of with their own sub-projects, malware, and hacker tools. A majority of these projects relate to tools that are used for penetration, infestation, implanting, control, and exfiltration. The Umbrage, the CIA's Remote Devices Branch, Umbrage, group collects and maintains a substantial library of attack techniques stolen from malware produced in other states, including the Russian Federation. With Umbrage and related projects, the CIA can not only increase its total number of attack types, but also misdirect attribution.
And we covered a lot of this in our
Right.
previous one, so again, forgive us for the repeat, but just in case you didn't see this, that's why we want to repeat it.
So fine dining. Fine dining comes with a standardized questionnaire, i.e. menu, that CIA case officers will fill out. The questionnaire is used by the agency's OSB, the Operational Support Branch, to transform the request of case officers into technical requirements for hacking attacks, typically exfiltrating information from computer systems for specific operations. Among the list of possible targets of the collection are asset, liaison asset, system administrator, foreign information operations, foreign intelligence agencies, foreign government entities. Notably absent, this is what is really important, is any reference to extremist or transnational criminals.
So, and that's what we want to wrap up, because I know, not wrap up, but sum up for you guys, because this is a whole lot of information to take in.
Right.
You need to understand that that they're using this information and they're not using it for what we all as American citizens would be hoping that they're using it for, to protect our security. They're literally doing it just to spy on people within our nationality,
right.
Heads of departments and stuff like that. So it's really, really a scary thing that's happening when we have to spy on our own people illegally.
Right, exactly. So I'm just going to play you. It's nice to hear what the news is saying about it, so.
Just in, a new and dramatic release from WikiLeaks as it posts thousands of documents it says come from the CIA's Center for Cyber Intelligence. Benjamin Hall, live in London with more. Benjamin.
John, will look at another massive WikiLeaks drop of trove of information from inside the government. This time over 8,000 pages, which they say are connected to the CIA's cyber hacking program. Now, if these documents turn out to be accurate, and analysts online suggest they are, this is another very embarrassing leak from inside the government. WikiLeaks were themselves this morning supposed to have a press conference, but said that they were being hacked and so were unable to do that. But they got out the documents earlier than that, and they claim they came from an isolated high-security network at the CIA's Center for Cyber Intelligence in Langley. The trove, they say, has been circulated among former government hackers and contractors. It's claimed that some of the remote hacking programs can turn electronic devices into recording and transmitting stations to spy on their targets, and with the information then being sent back to secret CIA servers. The documents include information on CIA-developed malware intended to target iPhones, Android phones, smart TVs, and other operating systems. One document even appears to show that the CIA was trying to infect self-driving car control systems. Julian Assange continues to live inside the Ecuadorian embassy. He had initially promised to leave the embassy if Chelsea Manning's sentence was commuted, but has since backed down from that promise. And what WikiLeaks is saying is the most dangerous thing here is a proliferation of this information. So if the US has created cyber hacking programs and other countries or other sources get that, it can be used against the US. So WikiLeaks saying they were doing this for the greater good. They wanted everyone to know what the CIA cyber hacking program was about. And we're still going through the trove of information now to see what else is in these 8,000 plus pages. John?
Brave new world.
I guess I sort of feel like I could be totally making this up in my head, but I don't think so. I think that because of what has transpired between Trump tweeting about the wiretaps,
Oh, absolutely,
and everything, that I feel like WikiLeaks and Julian Assange, they've probably been working non-stop to get this out as fast as possible, because they knew that they couldn't just tell somebody, hey, we have this. They knew that they had to have it, all their ducks in a row, and boom, dump it, because what is at risk here is almost like a civil war, but not just civil war within our own country, but because they keep pushing the Russian thing, we're at risk with war with Russia. And it's like there's no end to what could implode as a result of these lies and cover-ups of what is happening and this misinformation that's being given to the President of the United States. Like literally, he was given information like looks like Russia really could have hacked You know what I'm saying? So this is such a huge deal, and I want to give a huge round of applause to the people that work at WikiLeaks and Julian Assange, because this is not easy. What they're doing, what they're going through, it's not easy, and and whoever the whistleblower is, God bless you, and I hope you don't die.
So go to WikiLeaks and just read their press release. It's kind of long. I think we kind of covered most of it. It goes in a little bit more detail, and then feel free to just continue to click on the things and let us know what you have found. There's just so many tiny little things that they have been able to do, and they had 5,000 different people working on these things. I mean, just a huge budget, and people didn't really know. People did not really know. And one of the things I was reading about the spy things, where they, especially when they were going in just to spy on different people, they would go in and get in proximity, so you had to go to Europe. So here's the thing, we're spying on people in Europe, and it's just not a problem. We're infecting people's computers. Who knows what state departments, what countries we've been hacking. And so what this does is blow wide open the fact that, like my mom would always say, what somebody else accuses you of is what they're guilty of.
Yeah, exactly.
So the United States has probably the biggest hacking.
Well, within the CIA
ability
department,
in the
they now
entire
have
world.
more capabilities than the NSA.
And so much so that they have dwarfed the Russians and made the Russians didn't even know how to fight back to make it look, to prove that they didn't, to prove that they didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. I wanted you to go to the car thing. You're going to do that in a whole separate thing?
Yeah.
I promised it to him.
Yeah, we're going to.
Okay. Because I thought that was pretty,
We're going to come back, we're going to
deal.
cover Michael Hastings and
the fact that his car could have
I
been
don't want a
hacked.
smart car. I'm not going to get one.
No, I'm not getting a smart car. Y'all
No.
people with the smart cars, you need to go get a dumb car.
Go get a dumb car. For real.
Trade in your smart car
Go
to
get a dumb car.
someone that's dumber than you.
All right.
Okay, this is Leah Michelle signing off for Resistance Chicks, where it's not a conspiracy theory if it's the truth. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks. Ring the bell for notifications so you get an email every time we put out a new video, and find us on Facebook. We're going to be back with more of this in just a minute. Bye, guys.
I was called